Islam Makhachev's massive transformation ahead of his clash with Jack Della Maddalena has been the talk of the fight world. Moving up to welterweight, the lightweight king looks bigger, stronger, and more focused than ever, but the real question is whether that transformation will be enough when he steps into the cage against one of the most dangerous strikers in the division. As fight night draws closer, legends, veterans, and rising stars alike have all weighed in on what could be one of the most fascinating style clashes in recent UFC history.
What are you doing to become a welterweight? Like, are you bulking up? Are you getting stronger? Are you just gonna cut less weight? How is this gonna work?
You know, it's not easy, man. Oh my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, it's my weight is stay same position, you know. I try to lift more, we do some program, and like slowly we bring some maybe 2 kg right now. It's very hard, you know, but I don't want to be big by food, you know, eating and not training. I want to be with the like muscle, you know. I want to training, do like a right lifting program and bring some muscle.
Sleep! Still alive. He's also got pajama, look.
Look at
sleep. That's power now.
Yoel Romero, who knows a thing or two about facing elite-level opponents, was particularly impressed with Maddalena's overall development. Watching Jack's recent performances, Romero saw a fighter who combines sharp fight IQ with composure beyond his ears. He admired the Australian's ability to stay calm even under intense pressure, especially in his short-notice war against Belal Muhammad. To him, Maddalena represents a new breed of welterweight, one who can fight smart without losing that edge of aggression.
Yoel Romero gives his honest take. Yoel Romero just shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, and it's a must-hear. Romero believes that Maddalena, while being a big 170-pounder, might face a tough challenge against Makhachev's superior grappling. Do you think Jack's striking can beat Makhachev's grappling?
Charles Oliveira, who has been inside the cage with Islam himself, looked at the fight through a more grounded lens. Having personally experienced Makhachev's suffocating control, Oliveira respected Maddalena's patient, calculated style, especially his ability to chip away at opponents rather than rushing for the finish. What really intrigued him, though, was how the fight might play out if it went into the later rounds. Oliveira believed that if Jack could survive Islam's early pressure and drag the fight deep, the Dagestani might find himself in unfamiliar territory.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
O Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que... Ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo, é o time.
Stephen Thompson viewed the bout with cautious skepticism, and as a veteran striker who's seen generations of contenders rise and fall, Thompson respected Maddalena's rapid climb through the rankings, but questioned whether the timing was right for such a huge leap. In his mind, going from beating top contenders to facing someone as dominant as Makhachev was an entirely different challenge. Thompson believed that Jack's skills were undeniable, but he wondered if the jump to fighting a champion this early might be too steep. With dangerous names like Shavkat Rakhmonov and Garry lurking just below, Thompson suspected that Maddalena may have bitten off more than he could chew this time.
Who do you think wins that fight between Islam and Jack Della Maddalena?
Well, first off, I gotta say, if I was Shavkat Rakhmonov or Ian Garry or somebody that is right there who's really worked hard to get there, I'd be pretty pissed. Yeah. Because, you know, this guy, JDM, just got the title, and then he's giving somebody else a shot at what I've earned the right to have, you know, which is the title shot. Like, give JDM a shot at, you know, give him 1 or 2 more guys. If he beats them, then give him somebody outside the division. But I would be kind of pissed. I would be kind of upset that they're giving this guy immediately somebody from 155 division. Now, I think it's a very tough fight for Islam Makhachev. Bigger guy, somebody who won the title from somebody with a similar style in Belal Muhammad. I do believe Islam Makhachev striking is a lot better than Belal Muhammad's, but their pressure, their cardio, their wrestling background, fairly similar. Obviously, I think one would be better than the other, but he's faced somebody a lot exactly like him. So I think it would be a tough fight for Islam for sure.
Max Holloway took a more cerebral approach to the matchup. For him, it wasn't just about strength or technique, it was a mental chess game. Holloway saw Maddalena as one of those rare fighters who can adapt instantly, reading his opponent and changing his approach mid-fight. That kind of flexibility, he believed, could make this matchup fascinating to watch. On the other side stood Makhachev, the definition of discipline, a man who follows his game plan with near-perfect execution.
Your thoughts on Islam moving up to welterweight?
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, you know. He's the number 2 pound for pound in the world. You gotta respect that, but don't sleep on Jack. I think it's gonna be a tough fight. Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and when that match happens, I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's going to be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack.
Robert Whittaker, always proud of his Australian roots, made it no secret that his support lies with Maddalena. Having fought across 2 divisions himself, Whittaker understood just how much difference a few pounds can make at this level. He saw Jack as someone who thrives in chaos but never loses his composure, a rare balance in modern MMA. In his eyes, Maddalena didn't need to completely shut down Islam's wrestling, he just had to stop it from becoming one-sided. If Jack could keep the fight in the center, stay balanced, and make Islam respect his striking power, Whittaker believed there was a real chance of an upset.
As you can be.
Because I think Jack has that X factor. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedowns, to fight the ground, the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hands. Yeah. I think Jack's got the better game to strike over 5 rounds than Islam does as well, especially if Islam is trying to go for takedowns during the fight. I think, and this is people sleep on Jack's grappling game. They sleep on his jiu-jitsu. I don't think Islam is going to be as gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back.
Philip Rowe echoed that belief but went even further. He felt that Makhachev's frame wasn't naturally built for welterweight and that the physical difference would be noticeable. Rowe imagined Maddalena's mix of speed, precision, and power being too much for Islam to handle over time. He predicted that Jack's consistent pressure and output could drain Makhachev before the fight even made it to the judges.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chilling.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight, you've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop Islam.
Carlos Prates, who shares the same UFC 322 card, also threw his support behind Maddalena. What stood out to him wasn't just Jack's technical ability, but his mental composure. Prates admired how Maddalena kept his cool during a fight filled with relentless wrestling pressure. For him, the key wasn't merely defending takedowns, but maintaining that mental calm for 25 minutes. He believed that if Jack could keep the same patience and poise throughout, he might be able to drag Islam into deep waters and win a decision. Something few fighters have ever done against the Dagestani champion.
The main event is also in your weight class, JDM and Islam. Who do you think is going to win that?
I think the favorite is Islam, but Jackie show like he grew up a lot as a fighter. Since his top fight now, he was a long time without fight, almost 2 years, and he got really good skills to fight Belal Muhammad, defense takedowns. So I think he's gonna win.
You think Jack is gonna win?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think he wins a decision, or do you think he stops him?
I think decision is really hard fight.
You think Islam stays at 170 or he goes back?
If he loses, I don't know. It depends how he feels during the fights,
how close is gonna be the fight, you know?
Gilbert Burns, one of the most respected veterans in the sport, offered perhaps the most balanced take. He believed that the move up to welterweight could actually benefit Islam. Without the brutal weight cut, Burns expected Makhachev to come in fresher, with better cardio and sharper reactions. But he also made it clear that Maddalena was far from unprepared. With submission specialist Craig Jones helping fine-tune his ground defense, the same strategist who aided Volkanovski in his preparation for Islam, Burns viewed this as a tactical chess match between two elite teams.
Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I've proven himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much in that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear shot on beating.
And Garry looked at things from a simpler, more physical standpoint. He emphasized that Maddalena is a true welterweight who could never safely cut to 155 pounds, and that size advantage could completely change the fight's dynamic. To Garry, that natural power and durability made all the difference. If Jack landed clean early, he believed the fight could end in spectacular fashion. In his view, Maddalena had the potential to deliver a knockout so explosive that it would shake the entire division.
Who do you think wins, Jack or Islam?
It's such a tough one to talk about. Islam is phenomenal. He's good everywhere. Size matters. When you're talking about an extra 15 pounds, when you look at the size of Volkanovski versus Jack Della Maddalena, there's a big size discrepancy. And Volk gave him a good fight. And then Dustin Poirier, it wasn't absolutely completely dominant by Islam. It was a tough fight. Size is going to play a huge part. Even on the ground, I feel like Jack could get it done with just some clean boxing and good takedown defense. But I can absolutely see Islam coming in and doing what Islam does and going out there and just looks like the phenomenal mixed martial artist he is.
Dan Hardy, known for his analytical breakdowns, found the matchup fascinating for a different reason. He's always been curious about how dominant champions handle moving up a division. Hardy pointed out that success in one weight class doesn't guarantee the same results in another, since every division has its own rhythm, pace, and power levels. He believed Islam's performance would largely depend on how well his body adjusted to the welterweight frame and the physical challenges that come with it. But he also reminded fans that even if Maddalena pulled off the upset, the road ahead would be no easier.
John Jones against Tom Aspinall, which is the blockbuster. I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or, he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev, though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world, on any day, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have much success against Makhachev.
Beneil Dariush, a man who has shared the cage with some of the toughest names in the sport, viewed the matchup as a risky venture for Islam. He pointed out that once skill levels are even, physicality becomes a major factor, and that's where Maddalena could have the edge. Dariush saw Jack's blend of endurance, power, and natural size as potential problems for Makhachev. While he still respected Islam's patient, methodical style, he suspected that the Aussie's pace and strength could push him into uncomfortable territory, forcing Islam to dig deeper than usual to stay in control.
Islam versus JDM. Do you still favor Islam in that matchup?
I'm going to lean now towards JDM. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but so I just feel like JDM.
Shauna Ali looked at the bigger picture rather than the technical aspects. For him, this fight wasn't just about the welterweight title, it was about legacy. He believed that the winner could position themselves for massive crossover fights in the future, possibly even against stars like Ilia Topuria. O'Malley also highlighted the unpredictable chaos that Maddalena tends to bring to his fights.
At Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just
so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Beneil was very impressive. Made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who give him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilya versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Merab Dvalishvili, one of the sport's most relentless wrestlers, looked at the bout through his own grappling-heavy perspective. He believed that Islam still had the right tools to shock everyone and capture the welterweight crown. Having built his career on constant motion and chain wrestling, Merab understood better than most how critical control and positioning are at the top level. Watching Madalena's previous fight closely, he noticed that even Belal Muhammad, known for his pressure and pace, struggled to consistently take Jack down.
Islam, he's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling. He's southpaw, he don't get hits, but he takes people down and he balls people down. And also we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight and Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible, it's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
As opinions swirl, one thing remains certain. Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight is more than just another title pursuit. It's a defining moment in his career. For Madalena, it's the chance to prove that his meteoric rise wasn't a fluke, that he belongs among the very best in the world. Whether it becomes a showcase of Islam's dominance across divisions or a breakout victory for the Australian, the fight promises tension, chaos, and high-level strategy from start to finish. With champions, legends, and rising stars all weighing in, the stage is set for one of the most unpredictable battles in recent memory. A test of skill, size, and willpower that could reshape both fighters' legacies forever.